Hello and welcome to the daily English news program on Azərbaycan Televiziya with the most important events of the day. I'm your host, Leyla Hüseynli. On October 4th, President İlham received Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Faisal bin Farhan Al Saud. Welcoming the minister, President İlham expressed confidence in productiveness of the visit. Minister Faisal bin Farhan Al Saud thanked for the meeting and conveyed the sincere greetings of the custodian of the two holy mosques, His Royal Highness the King and the Crown Prince, to the head of state and the people of Azerbaijan. President İlham thanked for the greetings and asked to convey his greetings to His Royal Highness and Crown Prince, saying this visit will play an important role in the further development of our relations, which have already reached the highest possible level. The head of our state added that great value is attached to these sincere relations between our countries. We have always felt the support of your government and people. During the occupation, Saudi Arabia was one of a handful of countries that continuously supported our righteous cause. A clear example of this was the fact that Saudi Arabia did not establish diplomatic relations with Armenia during the occupation. Only 3 countries in the world have taken this step, and we are really grateful for that, said President İlham. After the liberation of our lands from occupation, Azerbaijan carries out a large-scale reconstruction program and wants to see companies from brotherly countries as our partners, said President İlham, and added that from the beginning of the year a large power plant project financed by a company of Saudi Arabia was launched. Dwelling on the development of the bilateral relations in the political and economic fields, the head of state expressed confidence that the flow of tourists to our country would increase, stressed the successful cooperation of the two countries in the field of culture. Cooperation within international organizations is another important part of our relations, said President İlham, and appreciated the support provided within the framework of the UN and the Organization of Islamic Cooperation. We are successfully cooperating with each other in these institutions. I am sure that during your visit, within the framework of consultations, we will determine the directions we will move forward along in order to further strengthen our relations, said the head of state. Minister Faisal bin Farhan Al Saud emphasized that friendly relations between our countries are very strong and we are brothers, and stressed that our states have been closely cooperating and stood by each other for decades, and this is the position of the leadership of his country. Focusing on the progress made on a number of economic issues over the past few months, Faisal bin Farhan Al Saud noted that despite the strong relations between our nations at the political level, there is still much to do in the field of economy. Our trade turnover is low and mutual investment is not in line with the economic potential of both countries. In the last 2 years, there has been significant economic growth in Azerbaijan, and your country has achieved great successes, like the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. We in Saudi Arabia believe that there are great opportunities out there for building stronger cooperation on the basis of our existing brotherly relations between us, said Faisal bin Farhan Al Saud. President of the Republic of Azerbaijan İlham Aliyev and First Lady Mehriban Aliyeva visited Agdam district.
Agdam is not only a city which has been subjected to herbicide, at the same time it is the place with the most planted mines across the entire Karabakh. Field researchers say that with the complete destruction of the city, the enemy wanted to erase the memory connected with that city, its metaphysical essence and existence. Close planting of mines is estimated to cause limitations for the possible return. The overall length of this highway extending till the city of Agdam is 44.5 kilometers. Considering the development plan of Karabakh, it consists of 4 traffic lanes. The first 14-kilometer part of this highway passes through Barda city and a number of residential settlements of the region. Overall, the highway covers more than 20 residential settlements of the aforementioned regions, including the cities of Barda and Agdam. The project is 75% implemented. Karabakh horses are considered as national symbols and are the ancient breed of horses in the Caucasus. Its risk of extinction has been eliminated with the Karabakh Horse Breeding Center, which was established in 1948 in Agdam. During the occupation period, the center was moved to another place. The concept of the center was developed by Reflect Architects Company. Here, it is planned to build specially designed stables, breeding laboratories, veterinary clinics, and other necessary facilities. The center will have a hotel with 60 to 80 rooms, museum, cafe, and a restaurant. The horse breeding center will feature special training areas for both professional and amateur horse riders, running lanes, and Chövkan equestrian ground. Hıdırlı village is planned for 1,500 families. Its overall area is 418 hectares. In the first stage, it is planned to build 719 individual houses for the settlement of 2,951 people. It is expected to complete the works in April of 2024. Kangarlı village, located 6 kilometers away from Ağdam city center, is planned for 639 families. The overall design area is 177.2 ha. In the first stage, it is envisaged to build 290 individual houses for the settlement of 1,279 people. Upon closer look at the internal road and communication network of the city, the 4-lane Bardağdam highway in the end joins with Ağdam city internal road network. The overall length of the internal city roads is 191 kilometers, and at the initial stage it is envisaged to build 121 kilometers of this road. In order to ensure convenient movement of pedestrians on the internal city roads, it is envisaged to build cycling tracks, bus lanes, and parking lots to eliminate traffic jams. The project is expected to be completed by the end of 2023. Ağdam had reached tourism potential before the Armenian occupation. For instance, Gülbalı village, Shelli village, and Shahbulaq featured recreation facilities for 150 and 40 people respectively. With the groundbreaking of another hotel here, a will to transform Ağdam into the main tourism destination is expressed. A 5-story hotel will feature 130 rooms. The hotel is expected to have conference, meeting, and banquet halls, fitness and spa centers, a restaurant, and open terrace. One of the historical architectural buildings in Ağdam region that was subjected to Armenian vandalism is the Palace of Pənahəli Khan, the founder of the Karabakh Khanate. This historical architectural monument of the 18th century is one of the first estates of the Khan dynasty. Here are the tombs of Pənahəli Khan, who founded the Karabakh Khanate, and those of the rulers of the Khanate, Ibrahim Khalil Khan and his son Mehdi Khan, as well as the tomb of Khurshid Banu Natavan, the daughter of Mehdi Khan. The initial concept project of the Imarat complex was prepared by Italian experts. The complex will consist of Pənahəli Khan's palace, mausoleums, box office, an information center, and Karabakh Horse Park. After restoration, Pənahəli Khan's palace will operate as an interactive museum. In addition to being an educational park, the Karabakh Horse Park will be a training ground for the traditional Karabakh equestrian game Chövkan, which is included in the UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage List. Khurshid Banu Natavan died on October 1st, 1897 in Shusha, and is buried in the family grave in the Imarat Cemetery of Ağdam. In order to perpetuate her memory, in 1982 a gravestone monument designed by sculptor Eljan Shamilov was erected on her grave in Ağdam. During the occupation, it was destroyed like our numerous historic architectural and cultural monuments, which were affected by the Armenian vandalism. taking into account the celebration of the 190th anniversary of Natavan by the decree of President İlham dated March 14, 2022, works were carried out to restore the gravestone. The gravestone was made by the sculptor Kenan Aliyev at a height of 350 centimeters from grey granite material based on the initial appearance and installed in place. The remains of the vandalized gravestone of Khurshid Banu Natavan were kept in order to demonstrate Armenian brutality. In accordance with the ratified master plan of Ağdam city, in order to ensure efficient and high living standards of the population, it is envisaged to build residential quarters that will meet modern requirements. The project area is surrounded by the historical archaeological monument of Azərlik Tepe from the east and the historical center of the city from the west. The architecture of the residential buildings was designed in a modern style, taking into account the traditional characteristics of the city of Ağdam. According to the master plan of the city, residential buildings are planned to have 4 to 7 floors. In accordance with the goal of creating a green energy zone in the liberated territories, conceptual solutions for the use of alternative energy sources in the energy supply of buildings have been developed. The start of design and construction of the Bərdə-Ağdam railway line is carried out in line with the relevant executive order of President İlham Aliyev. To date, 90% of the design work and 58% of the construction work was completed. It is envisaged to implement the construction and installation works of the Ağdam railway and bus terminal complex in order to expand the logistics capabilities of the territory of Ağdam region. The number of regular intercity bus routes at the bus terminal is planned to be 10 at the initial stage. The bus terminal will serve 1,300 to 1,500 people daily. It is also planned to build a park for the storage of 1,000 vehicles in the territory of the complex. The next village, the foundation of which was laid in Ağdam, is Sarıcalı. The total area of the village intended for 425 families is 101.9 hectares. In phase 1, it is planned to build 211 private houses for 895 people to move in. The distance from Sarıcalı village to the center of Ağdam city is 6 kilometers.
The 120th issue of İlham Aliyev Development is Our Goal multi-volume book has been published. The publication included materials on the visit of Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan to our country, as well as the participation of the presidents of Azerbaijan and Turkey in the Technofest Azerbaijan Aerospace and Technology Festival held in Baku. The book provides information about the official visit of the head of state, İlham Aliyev, to Uzbekistan and the documents signed during the visit. His speech at the opening ceremony of Heydar Aliyev Square in Tashkent was also widely covered. The book also featured materials related to the visits of the head of state to Göygöl, Kəlbəcər and Laçın districts, his participation in the solemn ceremony to hand over the battle flag to the commander military unit in Kəlbəcər on the Armed Forces Day, and his acquaintance with the construction works at the Laçın International Airport. The materials in the book covered the period from May to July of this year. Delegation led by Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Faisal bin Farhan Al Saud, who is currently on a visit to our country, visited the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Azerbaijan. The meeting, which kicked off with a one-to-one meeting between the ministers, then continued in an expanded format with the participation of both delegations. Foreign Minister of Azerbaijan, Ceyhun Bayramov, noted that the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia was one of the first states which recognized Azerbaijan's independence, and that the relations between the two countries, which have been developing for 30 years have reached the level of strategic partnership. In this regard, the importance of holding regular political consultations for further development of cooperation between the two countries was emphasized. It was noted that the 7th meeting of the Joint Commission for Cooperation between the government of the Republic of Azerbaijan and the government of Saudi Arabia will be held in Baku at the end of this year. At the end of the event, the parties familiarize themselves with the exhibition dedicated to the 30th anniversary of the diplomatic relations between the two countries. Azerbaijan army positions in Kəlbəcər and Tovuz directions were subjected to fire. On the evening of October 3rd and during the night of October 4th, Armenian armed forces units from the positions in the directions of Subatan, Yuxarı Şörcə and İstisu settlements of Basarkeçər region, Çinarli and Kolagir settlement of Tovuz-Gala region, using various caliber weapons subjected to intensive fire the Azerbaijan army positions stationed in the directions of Zivel, Zeylik and İstisu settlements of Kəlbəcər district, Ağdam and Qaralar settlements of Tovuz district. The Azerbaijan army units stationed in these directions took adequate retaliatory measures. It was emphasized that the Armenian military political leadership bears the entire responsibility for the deliberate escalation of the situation. The territory of the Dashkasan region is being cleared from mines planted during a large-scale provocation of the Armenian armed forces. Azerbaijani engineers sapper detected 452 Armenian-made E001M anti-personnel mines planted by Armenian sabotage groups in this territory and neutralized them in compliance with safety regulations. That was all for the day. Thank you for being with us and see you next time.